From the ashes of divorce, you can come back stronger than ever. This is Divorce to Victory with Kevin Ray Ward. Your new life starts now. Brothers, good afternoon. This is Kevin Ray Ward, your divorce prophet. Divorce to victory. How do we win? All the pain, all the blame, all the shame, all the guilt, all the hurt. Well, you can. And one of the questions that I've seen, and I had somebody post this, it was actually in a guy that I was talking to in Divorce to Victory in a one-on-one call. And I haven't talked to him yet, but he put in the application before a call and just giving me some background information about a situation. He said, I don't know if I can ever love again. I don't know how I can ever get over this and be able and feel safe to actually love a woman again. And so today we're going to talk about how to love again. You can learn to love again. Men can love again, women can love again. Here's what happens when our hearts get broken. Our hearts can heal. And not only can they heal, but our hearts can actually become stronger, and we can grow our capacity not only to love again, but to love more than we ever dreamed possible. So the thing that I want you just to realize, if you're in the pit, in the divorce pit, now let's talk about getting yourself to where you can love again. Okay. So I was literally this morning in my journaling, I was just having this conversation because when this guy posted this question or shared this question, he says, can I love again? I'm like, how do I answer that? And so I just took my own journey and I've taken everything I've learned and what I understand about us as men and the human heart and our capacity to love, but also our I don't want to get my heart broken again. Right? I went through my last divorce 2 years ago. I don't ever want to go through another divorce. I don't ever want to have a heartbreak again. So it's not just a matter of can I love again? The question is, can I create a life and create a relationship where I don't have to get heartbroken again? Right? It's not like, can I love again? Yes, the answer is yes, you can love again. But if I'm going to get my heart broken over and over again, do I even want to subject myself to that kind of pain? And my answer to that is, hell no, I don't want that to happen. So how in the world can I create a life and become the kind of man that can love again, but also be able to maintain and sustain that love and grow that love? And so I'm just going to share with you most of what I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to share with you what I wrote today because it was super, super, super powerful. So here's the key. To truly be able to love again, you can get into a rebound relationship that really isn't centered on true love. It's just infatuation. It's just almost like a teenage boy that gets, falls in love with a girl and he's all excited and horny and he doesn't know what's going on and he's in love and then he gets his heart broken and it was just, that's all emotional thing. I'm talking about true devastation that comes when you've given your life to somebody or you've given your heart to somebody in a relationship, in a long-term relationship, and it ends. In divorce, or even if you've just been dating somebody for 6 months or a year and it ends, it can be devastating. So how do we deal with this? So here's the way that you love again. And I'm just going to give you principles that I want you to think about. The way that you love again is to have a whole heart. Before you're ready to love again, you got to heal. And not only do your heart have to heal, but it has to be healthy. But here's the problem is because our heart's been wounded and we've been hurt, we try to protect ourselves. And the problem with protecting yourself from heartbreak is with the way most men do it, or most people do it, is we push away love. We push away people that are trying to get close to us and we just push them away. Consciously or subconsciously, we can sabotage the relationship because we don't want to get hurt again. So we do the things that actually repel them and repel the very thing that we want more than anything else, which is we want to be loved. We want to be able to love. As we try to avoid heartbreak by pushing it away when it's the very thing that we want. And so the key is to strengthen your heart, not to shut down your heart. And to understand, if my heart does get broken, my heart can heal. And it can heal back stronger than ever. Our scars do not define us, they develop us. They don't reduce your power. When you lean into it and you learn from the heartbreak, they don't reduce your power, they expand your power. Your wounds can become wisdom, and your wisdom can open up a way for a better life and a better future than you ever had before. But here's what happens. Love requires trust. And trust requires vulnerability, right? This is going to happen. So love requires trust. Trust requires vulnerability. Well, that means opening my heart up to somebody means they can hurt me, right? I know that can happen. So here's what love requires. Love doesn't just require trust, But true love that is sustainable and where you don't get your heart broken again requires wisdom, it requires courage, and it requires strength. Three things. Because love is not enough. Love is not enough to make a great relationship. It is not enough to sustain a relationship. With that love, you must, as a man, have wisdom to know how to build and maintain a great relationship. You got to have wisdom to do that. We don't learn this automatically. Most of us were not taught this growing up because many of us had parents who, even if they stayed married, their marriage was not great. It was not passionate. It was not full of great connection and affection and respect and intimacy. And so we haven't really learned how to do this. Love requires wisdom to know how to build and maintain a great relationship. Okay, now that is beyond the scope of this conversation right now, but you got to understand, I have to learn some shit about how to grow love, how to grow a relationship and make it better. Number two, it requires courage. It requires the courage to do what wisdom requires you to do. Because wisdom says, okay, this is what I got to do. I got to have this conversation. I've got to have this conversation with her that is a problem. Here's a problem, but I don't want to have a conversation about it because then it's going to piss her off. She's going to get all triggered and she's going to get all mad and she's going to go crazy and then it's going to be miserable. And so we tend to say nothing. But what happens when we say nothing? We don't fix the problem and it just gets worse. And now we just get alienation. So it requires the wisdom to know what to do and to maintain and build a great relationship. It requires the courage to do what that wisdom requires. And number three, it requires the strength for you as a man to hold the masculine frame as a man, where she knows that she is protected and provided for, in which that authentic, passionate relationship can actually grow and flourish. This, guys, love is not about luck. They say, being lucky in love. There is no such thing as lucky in love. You either know how to build a relationship or you don't know how to build a relationship. And the reality is most of us were never taught how to build and create and maintain an amazing, healthy, passionate relationship. And yes, you can do it. It is a formula. It is a recipe and you can do it. But you have to learn how to do it and then have the courage to do it and have the strength to hold the space in which love can flourish. Okay, because see, when our hearts get broken, guys, healing is natural. Your heart, you're going to get over it. You're going to be fine in terms of your heart. Your heart's going to get broken. Your heart's going to heal. Healing is natural, but it doesn't mean because your heart has healed that you know better how to not get it broken again. And healing your heart doesn't guarantee it's not going to get broken over and over and over again. It is the wisdom, the courage, and the strength that you must develop. So it's not just like, I'm just going to go try again. I'm just going to go find the next one. I'm going to go find the right one. The problem is not finding the right one. This issue is being the right one. You got to be the right man. If you're not the right man, you can find the right woman. You'll fuck it up because you don't know how to hold space for her. You do not know how to create a frame in which she is absolutely passionately in love with you and stays in love with you for the rest of your life or even for a year. But it is this wisdom, this courage, and this strength that you must develop that prevents even the possibility of heartbreak in the future. It's not about being able to love again. Again, love is not enough. It is learning how to love in a way, powerfully in a relationship, so that the love grows the two people together and continues to grow you together. Love as a feeling is not enough. If that love is not guided by wisdom, if it's not guided by courage, if it's not guided by strength, this is what you have to learn. So I'm just going to talk for a few minutes about some of the things that you must learn, some of the things you must learn to become wise as a man when it comes to love. Okay, what are some skills that I have to master as a man to love again and to make that love actually work? And this is the key to it. And it's not the same for men and women. Okay, men and women are not the same. They were not created the same. They were not created for the same purpose. The man was created to be the king, to be the head. The wife was created to be the helper. Now, this is not a inferiority, superiority, like who's more valuable, who's more important than the other person. It's not. It's just two different roles. Okay, the woman is better than you are at a whole lot of shit. Your wife, our women are a lot better than us at certain things. And they can do things you cannot do, and you can do things they cannot do. It's not a matter of one's more important than the other, it's that we're different. And so you have to understand as a man, what do you have to bring and what do you have to hold, and what space do you have to hold in which she can function, because she is way more emotionally controlled than you are. Her life is a cycle. And this is illustrated in her monthly menstrual cycle. She goes through not only a physical cycle every month, but it's also she goes through an emotional cycle. She goes through a physical cycle. She goes all of it's a hormonal cycle. All of that is happening, and it's only illustrative of other things that goes on in her. Women go through these gyrations. And when they're going through the gyrations, one day they feel super energized and super positive and super happy. The next day they want to kill anybody that shows up in their path. And it's not you, bro. It's just the way that women are. And it's not bad. It's just the way they are. When you learn how to understand it and hold space for that, it actually becomes something very, very, very powerful and very, very beautiful. So this is the wisdom piece. Okay? This is the wisdom piece. Number one is you have to learn compassion. Learn compassion. As a man, you got to learn compassion. Have the wisdom to be compassionate through all of her emotional gyrations. When she's depressed, when she's excited, when she's mad, when she's happy, when she's irritable, when she's short-tempered, when she's distracted, when she doesn't believe in herself, is you got to learn to care for her well-being in every situation through her emotional roller coaster and not get caught up in her emotional whirlwind. Okay? She can be an emotional whirlwind. And if you get caught up in that and you let it beat you down or make you get all pissed off and make you react to her and you start operating in reaction, you're going to do stupid shit. You can't become like her. You cannot respond to her the way she responds to you. It is your place as the king to be able to handle all her good and bad, her light and her dark. And when you do it, man, she will embrace that and love that more than anything else in the world. Number two, second thing you got to learn is collaboration. Collaboration. And that is how to work together, without compromising your values, compromising your dreams, compromising what is true for you, without being a dick, without being an authoritarian, to be able to listen and respect and collaborate with her and work together with her so that you're both moving along together with your mission in life, your purpose in life as the man to lead. But how do we work together to build and solve problems together and resolve conflict together without you bowing the knee to her and getting into this happy wife, happy life thing where you're just like, hey, whatever you wish, dear. Yes, your wish is my command. And you bow the knee and you become the peasant trying to make the queen happy. She doesn't want a peasant. She wants a king who can stand up to her, who can stand up with her, and who can stand up for her. And if you can't stand up to her, she doesn't trust that you can stand up for her or that you will stand up for her. So you got to know how to stand up to your woman. And this is skill number three. You got to have the wisdom to learn collision, how to collide lovingly and powerfully with your queen in conversation, in confrontation when it's needed, without wounding her and without damaging the relationship so that she knows she is safe. She can disagree with you. She can argue with you. She can attack you, but she knows she's not going to be attacked back. And I'm not saying she can try to beat the crap out of you, because kings don't take that from queens. And if you hold this frame of strength and courage and wisdom, she will have the respect for you that she will never try to treat you like a kid or treat you like a peasant. She will test you when the relationship is forming. When you're dating, they're going to test you. And because a lot of women have never really been with a real man who knows how to stand up to them and how to hold space and be strong and hold the masculine frame and not bow the knee to try to make them happy, especially if she's hot and she's gorgeous. And it's like, oh, I'm so lucky to have somebody this beautiful. I've got to be her little puppy dog. The problem with that is she doesn't want a puppy dog. She wants a man. So you got to learn to stand up to her so you can stand up with her, so you can stand up for her. And this leads to skill number four. And that is you have to learn control. Control. And when I'm talking about control is you got to learn how to control your universe. You got to learn how to be the king. You got to learn how to be the leader, how to lead and control the environment so that she and you can flourish in that environment, that you can flourish individually, that she can flourish individually, and that the relationship can flourish. Because if you're not flourishing, the relationship is not going to flourish. If she's not flourishing, the relationship is not going to flourish. Understand that the relationship is not more important than the individuals in it. You're important individually. She is important individually. And so you have to learn how to honor yourself, learn how to honor her, and learn how to honor the relationship all at the same time. And this requires true leadership. And again, The problem is we were never taught this. We were taught happy wife, happy life, which basically meant bow the knee to her, do what she wants, and try to make her happy. And if you're a good enough guy and you're a nice enough guy and you're a polite enough guy and you do enough good things for her, your life is going to be great and you're going to get laid all the time. And you know from experience that ain't the way it works. Didn't work. So you have to learn leadership. And with that, you have to take on the strength to do all of this and the courage to lean into every situation, lean into the positive situations, but also lean into the negative situations with wisdom and with strength to make things better.